Happy Friday. Live from the Diddy trial, New York City, 500 Pearl Street. The sun is shining today. Look at this melanin over here, yo. Let's go. Whoa, whoa. This is the best lighting I had since I got here, yo. All right, I can actually hardly even see the screen. What up, y'all? Happy Friday. I hope everybody had a great Juneteenth weekend. Oh, my shirt's a little too open here for a second. Hold up. Hope everybody had a good Juneteenth weekend. Well, not weekend, but Juneteenth holiday. That's a little bit better. A little bit more professional there, Mr. Out Loud. Yeah, hope everybody had a great holiday. Good morning, Roberta. All right. We are in line, about to go inside, but of course we give you our daily morning, what is this? Morning live. Sorry, just came off of a holiday. Get back into it, Trent. Let's go. We got a, our morning. We'll definitely come back out for again at lunchtime, and then a wrap up. Just a couple of housekeeping things. Today, court finishes at 1 p.m. There is a juror who has to go to their kid's graduation. So trial court will be today from 9 to 1, okay? Another sort of housekeeping before I start going. Good morning, I am Sam. Good morning, everybody out there. A couple of housekeeping things. For my normal daily podcast listeners, I know you were expecting a podcast last night. My bad. I am very, very sorry. I did say I was going to take Juneteenth off, but I actually took a little extra day off. You should have gotten a podcast this morning to my loyal out louders. But I know you guys are going to understand I need to take a little extra day. My family here in New York had me over. They had a dinner. Shout out to my aunt and my cousins and the new cousins who I met yesterday. Got all together, and we had a Jamaican style kind of Juneteenth celebration. Had some oxtail and curry goat and plantain, all type of thing. So respect out to my family. Thank you guys for that. That was a good day. So that's exactly why I didn't go home and do a pod, because we were out. The rum punch was out. Ray and his nephew came over, and it was a thing. So that is why you didn't get a pod. But thank you guys for sticking with me. I told you guys when we were coming down here to New York that the schedule will be a little bit different than normal, but after the trial, do not worry, we'll get back on track. Also, while we're here doing housekeeping, we will not have a pod Sunday night, but we will have one Monday night for Tuesday morning, okay? I do know there's things I have to get to other than Diddy. There's Tyler Perry going on. There's Fat Joe. There's the guy who said that he survived the India flight. He was actually just caught a couple days ago, and there was not a survivor. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we also do a daily podcast where we cover entertainment and viral news. We don't just cover Diddy. I will get back on my Grizzy, okay? Shout out to my mom. She was the one who texted me yesterday. She's like, Trent, where's your podcast? You got to remind your listeners and apologize to them. So thanks, Mom, for reminding me to apologize to the Out Louders. To the real Out Louders out there, it's Friday! So y'all know how I get down. All right, had to do that for you guys. Okay, let's get to it. So today we're going to talk to you about the things that happened over the past 2 days and getting ready for Friday. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you guys about the juror that got vertigo, and yes, it's not vertilago, that is the Michael Jackson thing. I was saying that like halfway through my live on Wednesday. Thank y'all for correcting me. So the juror that got vertigo, just want to let you guys know, it was an alternate juror. However, a lot of people think that because they're an alternate, they're not as important. An alternate and somebody who was on the actual jury is the exact same thing. They're treated the exact same way. They cannot miss even 1 second of court. So yes, the juror that got vertigo was an alternate. However, they have to be treated as if they are a main juror first. Second thing, we're finishing early today because a female juror has one of their kids' graduation. I told you that already, starting. This was arranged prior to court even starting. She had said this during jury selection. She said, yes, I'm available. However, I don't know if it's a son or daughter, is graduating on June the 20th, and the judge was like, listen, we want to accommodate you, so we will cut court at 1 o'clock Friday. So this was planned out. Having said that, I still do think that there's something going on with this Bernard Paul. Now, he was supposed to come on the stand on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Remember, he came in, I told you Tuesday morning that he came in and he took the stand, and that's when he pled the fifth, they gave him immunity. There was a special agent that was there. She was supposed to finish around 12 or 1. So it happened that Bernard Paul did not testify. Then Wednesday morning, we were told it's going to be Bernard all day. Then Juror number, well, we don't know the juror, but then the juror had vertigo. Bernard Paul couldn't testify. So this is the third day he's supposed to testify, and it just so happens that this is the day that court is only going to be half the day. Just like I told you guys on Wednesday, you have to know that somebody at Diddy's level, a billionaire with influence and power, you got to think there's something going on. Bernard Paul is definitely, I'm not going to say he's KK level, but if you check back with the little Rod case, there's something in there. There's something that I feel like maybe Diddy's team does not want to come out, and they're maybe just trying to, work their magic and maybe take a little couple of extra days to, talk to him and talk to his people before he takes the stand. That's what a little birdie told me. Everything is alleged, all right? But just planting that seed in your head. Next thing, a lot of you have been asking me about KK testifying. I could pretty much say it's official, 99.9% sure that KK will not be testifying. So far from what we know, the prosecution has told us it will be Bernard Paul today. His testimony will be 90 minutes, and then there'll be cross, and then there'll also be redirect. So that should take Friday and a little bit into Monday. And they also said their last witness will be a summary witness, and the defense plans to rest on Monday. There's no room for KK, but stay tuned because I have a little something later on that I feel like there's a way that they might slip her in, okay? Sorry while I just check on the line before sometimes they call us in a little bit early. Okay, so that is KK, Bernard Paul, and the summary witness. The prosecution is supposed to be resting their case Monday. Okay, once the prosecution rests their case, it will be the defense turn, but I have heard that the prosecution might might bring a rebuttal case. So how that works is the prosecution rests. Boom. The defense said they will take 2 to 5 days. Anybody who the defense puts on the stand, of course, the prosecution gets an opportunity to redirect. However, when the defense rests, the prosecution has an opportunity to put on a rebuttal case. That is where I think if they want to bring in KK, they could. Again, that's what a little birdie has told me, all right? I am down here in the actual courtroom, one of 14 spots in the courtroom for non-press. I have access, I have insight. Just trust me when I'm telling you. But like I have always said, it's like a sports team. You go, you have a playbook, you have an idea of what you want to do, but you also have backup plans. You have backup plays. You can call audibles along the way. I feel like what the prosecution is doing is maybe keeping some witnesses in their back pocket and waiting to see what the defense is going to put on. And like I've told you guys a bunch of times, I'm very, very interested. That's one of the main reasons why I came at this time, because I want to see what the defense is going to put on. We talked about that in prior lives. I won't get into it too much today. But depending on who or what the prosecution puts on, what the defense puts on, the prosecution will have an opportunity to have a rebuttal case. We do not know how long that will take, and we do not know who it will be. So pay attention to that. I feel like this case is very far from being over. I feel in the 11th hour, things could get crazy. This is going to be a game of chess. We have the Southern District of New York, some of the best prosecutors in the world, arguably the best prosecution team and office in the entire United States of America, and definitely one of the best defense teams ever put together. I do not anticipate things to just run smoothly and end and just hand to the jury. Expect 11th hour strategies and surprises, okay? What else do I have for you guys? Somebody asked me if there was a conflict of interest if KK and Diddy were both represented by Tenny Garagos. From what I've heard, that is not confirmed yet, okay? And we don't know for sure if it is true. Now, I know there has been some reports out there that Tenny is KK's attorney. From what I have gathered and for the information that I have found out, it's not paper documented that Tenny is actually KK's lawyer. That's what I've heard. So everything is alleged. I'm not too sure. So just wanted to put that out there. From what I've gathered, Tenny hasn't actually come out on record and said, I am representing KK, okay? Again, I feel like this whole KK thing is the prosecution keeping her in their back pocket, and I think the defense and Tenny and everything is kind of like a wait and see, okay? Like I said just 5 minutes ago, I really am predicting 11th hour surprises and strategies that we are not even ready for, okay? So that is that with KK. Now, getting back to Mr. Bernard Paul, I just want to remind you guys who Bernard Paul is, for those of you who might not know. Bernard Paul came on the scene around the same time as Jane, okay? Jane, who just testified, Diddy's last girlfriend who testified, Jane. He is an alleged DRUG mule. We found that out from Little Rod's civil case. And he will be testifying in court as Diddy's assistant. Okay, he's a former Syracuse basketball player. He was arrested the same day as the Diddy raids on one of Diddy's properties, and he was arrested for DRUG charges. That charge was dropped. We do not know exactly why the charges were dropped, but we're assuming they were dropped for his testimony, which is the reason why he has gotten immunity, okay? I was right there in court where he came up on the bench, or whatever you call it, on the stand, and he said he pleaded the fifth. The judge granted him immunity. We've explained to everybody what immunity is. Immunity is the fact of you having information that could put yourself in jail. You do not want to, incriminate yourself, so the government grants you immunity. However, you don't have to get two havers in there. However, you must tell the truth on the stand. If they find out that you're lying, the immunity deal is out the window, which is why I feel like there's something going on where Diddy's team in the background is maybe talking to Paul's team. What are you gonna say? I don't wanna lose my immunity. Maybe, can you not say this? Can you not say that? I feel like the delays have been around Bernard Paul. That's why I'm super excited for today, and make sure you stay tuned to today's live. I don't know the exact time. I'm gonna assume around 1:30. Normally I come out at lunch, but because today is half day, we might just get a break and then just wrap at around 1, and that will be it. If there's anything important, I will definitely just come out and let you guys know. But I'm very excited to see what Mr. Bernard Paul says. I feel like if he doesn't say much, then the delays were Diddy's team getting to him. If he lays out some bombshells, then whatever Diddy was trying to do, or Diddy and his team trying to do, did not work, okay? Normally, the prosecution, they will set up something that is huge in the beginning, like Cassie, to get the jury's attention. Wow, they're never gonna end with nothing. They're not gonna end with summary witnesses. There's a reason why Bernard Paul is at the end. Bombshell, they throw in other stuff, Mia, Jane, this, whatever, blah, 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 Cassie's mom, et cetera, and then they wanna end with something heavy to when the jury's in deliberation, to keep in their mind. That is why I think Bernard Paul's testimony is crucial. Also, I didn't write this down, but I just remembered, stay tuned throughout the day to catch my lives. We will hear an update on juror number 7, okay? Juror number 7, we will find out if juror number 7 is dismissed. Juror number 7 is the juror that says that he got a text message from a number that he did not know, and asking him if he was juror number 6. He told the judge says he doesn't believe that it was a strange number. The judge believes that he was talking about the case, and they are deliberating whether they should dismiss this juror. And also, we have the juror that had vertigo, and the defense team wanted a little bit more information about his medical history, and we will find out today too. So that's 2 jurors who we should find out today and get an update. So Paul Bernard and, Bernard Paul, and the 2 jurors. That is the updates that I will run out here and give you, okay? Now, I have 2 little bonus things here. The Wednesday and Thursday break probably helped Diddy prepare for his defense, most likely to prepare for Brendan Paul. Diddy normally gets to the court around 7 a.m. I get here around 6:30. By the time I get into court, it's around 8:15, 8:30. The judge takes the bench, and Diddy comes out around that time. So he only has like an hour before to prepare, and then The reports are that he leaves here around 6. Don't forget, Diddy is in jail. He has to go to MDC. He's not out on bail where he has the whole night to work with his legal team. So it is imperative that he gets here as early as possible and stays as late as possible, but stays within the restriction and confines of MDC. Hence why we maybe had that early day Wednesday and that juror had vertigo, right? Again, it all points to Bernard Paul's very, very, very important testimony. And the last thing that I want to tell you guys before I start answering some of your questions, because it looks like they're not calling us in right away, is shout out to a content creator here, Queen Sheba. She broke a story, I think on Wednesday. A major media outlet caught, there was a security guard that caught a major media outlet in the courtroom with a cell phone. And the security guard put him on notice and said that if he ever does it again, he will be in trouble. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the media outlet, but it was a shakeup. You were not allowed to have cell phones or any sort of electronic equipment in there. Now, if you guys remember, there was a media outlet that leaked an article about juror number 7. Now you hear about a media outlet sneaking in a phone into the courtroom. You guys put 2 and 2 together and do your due diligence and figure out who it was. All right. So shout out to Queen Sheba for for leaking that information and breaking that story. She was in the court when it happened, and she saw the trouble that they got into. She also alleges the fact that if it happened to, let's say, like a YouTuber or content creator, would they be given a second chance? Who knows? All right. So that is it for my notes. Let me get to some questions here. Let me scroll up. All right. Good morning, Trent. Good morning, Cincinnati in the house. Trent from South Africa. I love my South Africans in here. That's awesome. Now craving curry chicken and roti. Yes, my aunt threw it down. My aunt and cousin. She's like, I cooked the oxtail. Good morning, fellow Out Louders. It's Friday. Tasha, C, boom. Terry, hi. Hi, Trent. Hey, from Philly. What up, Philly? Good morning. What up? Hey, from the optical world. Okay, I'm trying to find some questions here. Good morning, Trent. I couldn't wait until this morning. Thank you. You are the best. Thank you. I love that. Thank you. What about Brendan Paul? Well, I just told you about him. Just circle back. Paul, good morning. Double tap the screen and get the likes up, please. Well, thank you, Roberta. Love that. Good morning, Trent. Happy Friday. What up? Is this about Diddy? Of course it's about Diddy. KK definitely not going for her, and Diddy has the same attorney. Good morning, Trent and Out Louders. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you so much. As an Iranian staying out of the country into business, I'm against the current government. Okay, no. Somebody says Drake, big fan. What does Drake have to do with this? I can't wait to see what they pull off today. I'm sure Brendan Paul will not take the stand until Monday. I don't know, man. If Brendan Paul does not take the stand today, I am 100% right in thinking that there's something going on, because, like I said, this is the 3rd day this man will show up and not take the stand. We will see. I definitely know there's going to be some time before court because they have to address juror number 7. We will maybe get a follow-up on the Vertigo. I'm calling the person the Vertigo. I keep on getting it confused with Vertigo. The Vertigo juror, if he or she is not here, then we'll also get that too. So other than that, there should be no reason why Brendan Paul doesn't take the stand. There's nothing else in the line unless something comes up. Let's just see. Hello, make it a great day. Brandon, not Bernard. Sorry, it's Brendan. Sorry, I get confused with names sometimes. It's my dyslexia. He was arrested at the airport during the raid. My reports are that he was arrested on Diddy's, one of Diddy's properties, but it could be at the airport. I maybe could have gotten that wrong. Oops. I almost canceled the live there. I can't wait to see what they pull off today. I'm sure Brendan Paul will not take the stand until Monday. I like how y'all think like me, man. Sorry, I was saying Bernard earlier. I know it's Brendan Paul. I think I even wrote Brendan Paul on the thing. Sorry about that, guys. Vertigo, Brendan, Bernard. What's wrong with me? It's all that food from yesterday. Trent, thank you for being real information on the court info. No problem. Somebody said totally ghetto. Brendan. Was I saying Bernard that much? Sorry, guys. Oh, man. Grand Rising, Brendan, not Bernard. I gotta check that I wrote Brendan properly on my thumbnail. All right, good morning, good morning. Just, it's hard to see. What time does court start? Court starts today at 9. Okay, here's a question. Here we go. Why did Diddy choose not to be in the main courtroom when Brendan Paul received immunity? Other outlets reported Diddy was in the back room watching videos. Yes, so Diddy, that's when the prosecution, great question, by the way. The prosecution had just played their version of the freak-offs for the jurors. Now, it was Diddy's turn for the defense to play what they wanted to play. And like I told you guys just 2 minutes ago or 3 minutes ago, that Diddy has a limited amount of time, right? The prosecution, they have all the time in the world. They're in their offices till 3, 4 o'clock at night. Diddy is in jail, right, in MDC, so he only has from 7 till 6 o'clock to work. So his side was like, listen, we have more important things to do. Diddy does not need to sit down here and watch Brendan, I was calling him Bernard, doesn't need to watch Brendan Paul get immunity. So he waived his right to see that so he could stay in the back and look over the freak-off tapes to see which part of the tapes they want to send to show the jury. And honestly, Brendan Paul, it was I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, and there was nothing to really see. So I was talking to an attorney yesterday, and he said, yes, he's going to beat the case. All right. So why you chain so big? Okay, I don't know what that means. Good morning, Trent. We missed you yesterday. Watching live or in the evening has become a daily routine. I feel I'd miss talking to a friend. Oh, thank you for that, Sister EV. Appreciate that. Just want to say nobody has some points to tell me. I have something. Okay, I don't know what that means. Spanish Harlem in the building. What up? South Africa in the building. What up, Elizabeth? Did the new Cassie video change your position? Which new Cassie video? Do you mean the audio that leaked? It does not change my permission. Doesn't change my position. No, it does not change. We did hear about it. We heard about it in court, right? So it shouldn't change that much. Thank you so much for everything that you do from South Carolina. South Carolina, what up? Give us the tea today, Trent. I definitely will. Somebody just said, okay, I'm not gonna read that. If Diddy had regular money, people wouldn't be saying free Diddy. I just think if somebody was on trial like this and didn't have money, then we just wouldn't know this much about it to be that looped in. And also, Diddy's been famous for 30 years, you know? He's affected you at some point in your life, whether it be music or an artist or whatever. I think that's why people are so enamored by this case. Miss Jones, nurse from New York, you look great and so professional. Blessings. Thank you, Miss Jones. Appreciate that. Here we go. Has there been any mention of Ali Carter? Nope. Thank you for the info here from Mississippi. What up, Mississippi? Good morning. Blessings to you. Finally caught you on live. Great job, young man. Thank you so much. That was from Deborah, I think that was. Another person, South Africa. You trolling. Miss you. I miss you guys too. Honestly, I did miss you guys. It was something media outlet. I'm not going to repeat that. Somebody said yes, airport. I hope I won't have to record from the airport today. I hope I have enough time. And escorted off. Somebody said Brendan was arrested and escorted off Diddy's plane. All right, I trust Roberta. Roberta's a good source, so I got that information wrong. Thank you for that, Roberta. He was arrested the day and released, and that's when I knew he flipped. The amount of DRUGs he had could lock him up for life. Why are they taking so long to bring us in? Oh, I really hope court's not canceled today. They would have brought us in by now, but whatever. Somebody said, thanks for being here. Somebody says, new shirt. Nike, did he do it? $30 each. What? Trent is fine. Thank you, Anna. Yes, you said, Roberta said, yes, you said Bernard for at least 10 minutes. Y'all know me and my name pronunciations. It's horrible. Sorry about that, guys. What's going on with Fat Joe? He's been charged with the same RICO. I will get into Fat Joe. I'll get into Tyler Perry on maybe on the weekend, the Friday night. I'll get into that. All right, pray for Diddy. North Carolina in the house. North Carolina, come on, raise up. Did you think it's possible Diddy will flip if all goes against him? I don't think Diddy will flip. I don't think he will even need to get to that point. I think maybe he has threatened or hinted to some people, but I think he's far from flipping. I think he's first going to try to beat the case. I feel he's going to try to beat it on an appeal. Maybe if all goes bad for him and he's, after a year of being inside and he has nothing left, maybe we'll start seeing some flips or some weird things. But, he has so many more steps that he could take before he does that, right? If they delay him taking the stand, will that be Diddy's benefit? Does it mean they have more time to convince? No, delaying Paul taking the stand is not about anything other than what I think. Again, that's just my assumption, right? Is, they have more time to negotiate things and do some back talkings. Like, even the things that we see in court, you guys have to understand that is like maybe 20%. There's so much back channel, back conversations and things that are going on. Like, don't get it twisted that you think even that I'm in the courtroom or any media that's in the courtroom or any content creator, we are limited in what we know. There is so much going on in the back end, so many back end deals, so many things that we are not privy to, that only Diddy, his team, and the prosecution are privy to. It's a very, very, very tight circle when you're in that kind of level that Diddy is at. Where are the glasses at today? I want to give you guys a break, what I'm saying? But the glasses will be back on Monday, trust. What happened to Gina? This is beyond Diddy. It's about Rico. Why you think these celebrities not coming forward when they said they saw everything? That whole celebrity thing, like, all right, guys are calling us in. I gotta go. Thank you for riding with me. We will talk to you guys around 12, 1 o'clock. We will give you guys an update. Let's see what happens to juror number 7, Vertigo juror, and also what happens with Brendan Paul, not Bernard Paul. I'll see y'all later, man. Peace.